What was weird about Antarctica?
There's nothing there. So if you want to go see the emperor penguins or all of the wildlife that is available, you can't go to the interior of Antarctica, which is where we were. But it's a camp. The company's called ALE, Antarctic Logistics and Exploration. And it's a full-on camp. Like, Alex Honnold had passed through shortly after we had left there. He was climbing Mount Vincent, which is the largest mountain in Antarctica. Crazy group.
Really?
Fully set up, like library, indoor packing area for us to do our parachutes, bathrooms, showers, really nice tents. Will Smith was there earlier. That, like, if you're going to film, if you're going to do like a high-end film project, you basically work your way through that. It's fully established. There's a blue ice runway. We flew in on a 757, a runway made of like blue ice. The runway you land on is straight fucking ice. It's a chartered 757 through Icelandic Air.
Holy shit, you just land on ice?
Straight up blue ice.
What the fuck?
That's what it is. So that's the Russian plane that actually landed while we were there. I got a killer GoPro shot. That's the camp. Yep, that's it right there. And that's basically what it looked like when we were there too.
Is that camp set up for scientists? Like,
no. At the South Pole, there is a bunch of, from my understanding, like pure science going on there, funded by governments. This is straight up, I mean, you can go there and just hang out at camp. You can go see glaciers. This is at one of the other, they have remote camps as well. They have like a very high-end camp. Like, yeah, like there's tents like that. Those are the tents we were staying in right there. That one that's hovering over there, those are the kind of tents that we were staying in. But it's on an ice field. There's no insects. There's no wildlife. The sun doesn't go down.
How much food do they have up there?
As much as you could possibly want. They had a full like dining facility. The setup there is unbelievable. You can go in and get food anytime you want to. They'll have a presentation every night. High-end, like, National Geographic photographer. All sorts of crazy motherfuckers pass through there. Like, I'm just going to walk to the South Pole, and they'll come back in subsequent years and give talks on, you know, where they went and how they avoided these crevasses, which I had no fear of until I went to Antarctica and got the brief on crevasses, which is just, you're dead. They'll never find you again. And the camp is, of course, surrounded by them.
So how deep are they?
Hundreds of feet deep. It's just from the shifting and moving ice. This is a guy who fell into one skiing. This was making its rounds on the old internet.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so you can't even see the body. He stops himself. This guy self-arrests.
Oh, fuck.
But can you, I mean, like, who knows how much farther down that...
He was able to get out using ice cleats and a piece of rope from his friends.
So he was smartly not out there by himself, so they probably saw him go in.
Jesus.
But we got this brief on, hey, we're getting ready to jump, and just so you know, like, here's the landing area, and everywhere else is crevasses. I'm like, oh, okay, so we should probably land in the landing area. It was crazy. And they shut the camp down every year.
So why do they shut it down every year?
The winter is just super gnarly, and it's the dark season. So instead of the sun never really going down, the sun never really goes up. So it's shitty to have people out there.
The people that are there all the time, they must be weird.
I think it's a special kind of person that wants to make that their occupation.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, you think? Why do we have these weird structures that no one can really explain? And when you think about the fact that there's so much evidence that we were hit by comets, that we were hit by large objects. Like, I didn't know about that enormous crater that's in Antarctica.
In a world where information bombards us from all angles, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and skeptical about what we're being told.
I didn't know about that enormous crater that's in Antarctica.
Yeah, there's a big one in Antarctica. I don't know that much about it, but another one that have you heard of Burkle Crater? That's another one?
Yes.
But why Antarctica? As Joe Rogan's emotional reaction suggests, there's more to Antarctica than meets the eye. Whether it's the alarming rate of ice loss, the mysterious structures buried beneath the ice, or the whispers of government secrets, Antarctica is a place shrouded in mystery and controversy. Rogan hinted at a hidden truth about Antarctica, a truth that defies the narratives we've been fed by mainstream media and government agencies.
All over the planet.
Yeah.
Signs.
Did you see that one I posted on Instagram the other day?
No.
Oh my God. It's just fucking insane.
What is it?
Oh, shit.
What?
Where did I leave my phone?
You've got...
Sorry. I'm going to send it to Jamie right now. Because, you got it? Yeah. So, check this out. Give me some volume on this.
Central Java's lush Kedu plains in pursuit of this mythical peak near the little settlement of Burra. They chopped and burned the strangling vegetation for 6 weeks and removed tons of volcanic ash. What they discovered were marvelous figures cut in stone, thousands of them, hidden beneath the volcanic jungle.
Buddha.
Believed to have been built in the 8th and 9th century, the Borobudur Temple is an uncontested marvel whose intricate architecture continues to confound scholars. Despite being one of the most important sites on Java, there is no written record of who erected it or what its intended purpose was. Because there are no inscriptions or dates on the monument, historians must make educated guesses as to when it was most likely created. The dating estimates are based purely off of architectural comparisons found elsewhere in Indonesia. Given the magnitude of the construction, it appears remarkable that no ruler or dynasty took credit for it. Borobudur is the world's biggest Buddhist temple, and yet nobody knows who built it.
Whoa,
On the Indonesian
that's cool.
Yeah, Jamie, I'm sending you another one right now. I mean, there's a bunch of these things. There's a bunch of things like that. They're just like, I don't know.
So,
Like, who made this?
okay, what are your thoughts on mud flood?
What's mud flood?
Mud flood theory.
Oh.
The
Well,
like
I think that goes along with the younger dryas impact
yeah,
theory,
but
right?
mud.
Check this out, though, real quick. I want you to watch this, because this is fucking bananas. Same
who
account.
set out to empty ponds that residents said were bottomless, the Long-U caves located in the village of Xian Beichun in Zhejiang province, China, are a massive and majestic ancient underground world. The Long-U caves, also known as the Shaonanhai stone chambers, are thought to date back to at least 2,000 years and represent one of the largest underground excavations of ancient times, as well as an ongoing mystery that has confounded scientists from every discipline that has researched them. Scientists from archaeology, architecture, engineering, and geology around the world have no understanding who or why the Long-U caves were carved into the earth. Currently, 24 hand-carved caves encompassing a staggering 30,000 square meters have been found so far.
Jesus.
Each grotto is carved into solid siltstone and descends roughly 30 meters down, with stone rooms, bridges, gutters, and ponds. The Long-U caves are supported by pillars that are evenly dispersed throughout the caves, and the walls, ceiling, and stone columns are uniformly decorated with chisel marks in a pattern of parallel lines and ornate designs. Despite their magnitude and the work required to build them, no indication of their construction, or even their existence, has been discovered in archival sources. Despite the fact that the whole excavation involved about 1 million cubic meters of stone, there is no archaeological evidence explaining where that amount of stone went, nor is there evidence of the work being done.
Damn.
Furthermore, there isn't a single historical source that mentions them, which is extremely remarkable given the scope of the undertaking. Despite decades of analysis, the Long-U caves mystery remains essentially unsolved.
What the fuck, dude?
You know, when people like bash Hancock or try to dismiss it or debunk it, it's so frustrating to me because the like, first of all, nobody builds something that big underground just for fun. Like, you know what I mean? I think we burrowed in. We had to, like, whatever happened, or maybe something happened and then we were so scared it would happen again, we created, that's like an ancient survival shelter.
Well, they have them in Turkey as well. There's these giant is that where it was? Where Randall told us about?
Dude, those are crazy. Those are crazy with like air ducts and just insane. And it's like, you don't do that unless you have to.
Right.
You don't burrow like a human ant nest.
Yeah, these things. Like the amount of resources it took to do what these people did. These were huge chambers carved into stone.
And the
I think that the sky was like fucking raining lightning at one point.
Yeah. Pole shift. I mean, to me, the really eerie thing about all of this is the information gap. It's that we have this massive, like, the hard drive has been like fragmented from we just don't know.
But thank God they made everything out of stone. The thing about it is, whatever their technology was that existed to make the pyramids, it was different. We make everything out of metal and glass, and that shit's not going to be here in 10,000 years. It's just not going to be here. It'll all get destroyed by just Mother Nature. It'll just eventually get... Like, I think they've done, like, analysis of, like, how much of a city will be around after 500 years of just vacancy, and after 1,000 years. Well, Detroit is a great example. You see what happens in Detroit?
Yeah.
houses are just getting taken over by trees.
Yeah.
Like trees go through the roof, they go through the floor. They're literally devouring the homes. The homes that are abandoned are getting eaten by
So cool.
trees.
So cool.
It's very cool. But it shows you it didn't take, I mean, nature has a long lifespan. It doesn't
Yeah.
give a fuck if it takes 100 years to reclaim a house, like
Right.
to take a house back. Just get the roots of the tree to start busting through. Everything's rained on. The wood's soggy.
Yeah.
It just breaks apart.
It eats everything.
Eats everything.
Assimilates everything. There's like this, humans have this interesting like temporal blindness, like the way time passes for us produces the illusion of solidity, and so that confuses people because they think that there's permanence here, when if we could just see, if we lived longer and we could see time faster, we would feel like we were in some kind of like ocean of like undulating matter with these voids in it that we hang out in, like little bubbles in the ocean. That's what we build our houses in. We wouldn't look at this place as solid. We wouldn't think of it as like permanent. This is why everyone was so like fucked up by the pandemic. It's because, you watch enough TV, you buy into the permanence of civilization. Suddenly civilization like has a little rumble, like a little like a house that needs some kind of serious repair. It shifts on it shifts a little bit.
Yeah.
And everyone was like reminded, this doesn't last any more than any of that shit lasted. And I think that's very disturbing for people who've really anchored themselves in some notion of permanence here.
Yeah.
Freaks people out.
Well, I think that was a great ad for psilocybin.
Yes. Psilocybin.
That's what that was. That was an awesome ad for psilocybin.
Ozempic now has psilocybin in it, which is
That's
incredible.
better. That's better. You realize why you're fat. It'll show you everything. It'll show you all the wires.
You need
underneath
it,
the board,
dude.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like this is one of the really funny things about humans. We are capable of ignoring internal realities. Like we can somehow distract ourselves from the obvious cause of our suffering and equate it with a million other things than just what it actually is.